The Jedi were hailed and widely known throughout the galaxy for their legendary skills with their ancient weapon, the lightsaber. All Jedi Knights were trained at the Jedi Temple for years on how to use the weapon, and how to become extremely proficient with it. Lightsaber combat would become a staple of the Jedi Order since nearly the beginning, with the first Jedi using Force-imbued swords to combat the enemies of the light. Within the Jedi Temple, the Jedi Knights would be trained in the art of the lightsaber, with each student of the Jedi choosing to specialize in one of the 6 forms of lightsaber combat permitted for use at this temple. Some students even chose to hybridize and mix the forms together, creating their very own unique fighting style. The 6 lightsaber forms allowed for use and training at the Jedi Temple were as follows: Form 1, Shi-Cho, Form 2, Makashi, Form 3, Surisu, Form 4, Ataru, Form 5, Shien or Djemso, and Form 6, Naiman. As a Jedi, these were the 6 forms taught at the Jedi Order, with each lightsaber form holding specific advantages and disadvantages in combat. Some of the lightsaber forms focused on combating blaster-wielding foes, while others focused primarily on dueling. Others specialized in fighting more than one enemy at a single time, while others were designed to systematically dismantle a single opponent. But with these 6 lightsaber forms taught at the Jedi Temple, there was another, a sibling to these forms banned from the use at the Jedi Temple because of the bloodlust needed to use such a terrible form. A lightsaber form many Jedi believed could not be successfully mastered without tapping into and using the dark side of the Force. Form 7 lightsaber combat, known as the Ferocity form called Juyo, was considered by Yoda to be the most deadly of all lightsaber fighting styles. 6 there were for generations of the Jedi. The 7th is not well known. Powerful form it is, deadliest of all, but dangerous it is, for its masters as well as its opponents. Few have studied, one student alone, to mastery has risen. Juyo was an almost exclusively offensively driven lightsaber fighting style. The style was designed to completely give oneself over to the dark side of the Force and allow their hatred, fear, and pain to drive the blade. As a result of this and the dark side, the sequences of Juyo were lightning quick, but also impossible to predict, as an opponent could not successfully deduce their enemy's next move. The form was also highly randomized and incorporated acrobatics. The style was designed to overwhelm and crush an enemy as quickly as possible, with the form highly emphasizing one's emotions and their inner feelings. The skill over their outward blade work was almost exclusively using the dark side of the Force to guide the path of their lightsaber, rather than specially practicing each moveset. Because of this, very powerful Force users such as Darth Sidious utilized the form while dueling, although Sidious was also a practiced hand in Naiman. Thousands of years before the Clone Wars, Juyo was actually practiced within the Jedi Order, with students having to be hand-picked by Jedi Masters of the form. However, after the Jedi Order split and many of its members fell to the dark side, the form was outlawed and considered forbidden, as many masters believed this was the cause of many of their students turning down the dark path. I accept only a handful of students, handpicked according to my personal standards, each year. Never again will I permit the widespread use of the form after the events of the last Sith War, when Juyo provided the trigger for Jedi to sink into butchery and join the ranks of the Sith. The Jedi also believed that the form went against the section of the Jedi Code where it states that there is not emotion, there is peace, as the form is exclusively powered by emotion. The most clear example of Juyo being implemented in the Star Wars films would be Darth Maul, who used the form against Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn. Juyo was also the form that gave Darth Maul away as the Sith Lord, as the form was not in use at all by the Jedi during this time, and had become known exclusively as a Sith fighting style. Later though, Mace Windu would develop a variant of the form to account for his own perceived inner darkness and love of combat. This variant of Form 7 was known as Vaapad, and used one's opponent's emotions to power the moves of Form 7. Windu believed because the anger and dark side emotions of the user were in limited use, he could use Form 7 without it corrupting him to the dark side of the Force. Windu actually used Vaapad against Palpatine when he attempted to arrest him in Revenge of the Sith, using the darkness of the Sith Lord to fight and debatably defeat him. Windu would be the sole practitioner of Vaapad in the Jedi Order, as despite attempting to teach several students, it always led them down the dark path. Windu even refused to teach several students such as Anakin Skywalker or Quinlan Vos, because he believed them too unstable. Form 7 is very aggressive, Quinn. It can take the user very close to the dark side, and you, frankly, sometimes walk too close close there as it is. Despite Vaapad and Juyo being nearly identical in their blade work, the inner emotions were far different, as Juyo used a practitioner's own emotions while Vaapad pulled from the emotions of the opponent. Form 7 was considered the most demanding and difficult of all the lightsaber fighting styles, with its use banned from the Jedi. Interestingly, the Sith Order embraced this, implementing the form with pride as a slight insult to the Jedi who feared it so heavily. So what are your thoughts on the forbidden lightsaber form Juyo, and do you think some Jedi within the Order were ever powerful enough or careful enough to use Juyo in its purest form, or were the Jedi wise to ban its use? Also, if you were a Jedi, do you believe you could wield the form and be alright, or would it consume you? If you would like to join me in the daily Star Wars discussion and debates, follow me on Twitter @stupendouswave. Link will be in the description. If you enjoyed this video and feel it deserves it, it would really help me out if you could leave a like. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel to keep up to date with everything Star Wars related, from news, explanations, and theories from a galaxy far, far away. If you have any video topics you would like to see addressed in a future video, do not hesitate to leave them in the comments below the video, or again, tweet them at me. As always, your viewership and support means the world. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.